Hey there, and welcome back to Cosmic Crypto. In this video, we're going to be talking about Ravencoin RVN. Let's go. All right. Let's get going. Yeah, if you're not following me on Twitter, go down below to the description. Follow me there. We've been talking about this possible breakout basically all day today. And we'll get into it here in a second. So weekly time frame, there are a couple things I wanted to point out. So we already broke above the zero line on the RSI or on the Cypher B. I had put this white line here, and I had this was on the Twitter as well earlier, that we were hitting resistance. We had actually not broken above the white line when I put this. This was actually just touching that white line. This was earlier today. And now we've broken above it. Now, obviously, we still have 3 days, 19 hours to go. So just waiting for the close on this. But it was resistance from right here. And what's really interesting about that is, well, I mean, it's actually not a good thing, but it is. I mean, it's getting us in the right direction. But, I mean, it does create this starting a bearish divergence, which doesn't, I mean, it's not confirmed or anything yet. There's plenty of room for this to run to the upside to make that be what it is. But I mean, as we are right now, we do have that lower high here on the weekly, and we do have the higher high here on the RSI. And so nothing really to worry about right now, just something to pay attention to. Like I said, it's not confirmed. Next thing I wanted to point out here is we are getting close to the 4 cent level, where I got this white line here, which is 0.398, basically 4 cents. That is resistance previously over here and support on the way down. Over here, it was support. And over here, basically at the start over here, was kind of resistance back there. We did blast right through it, or, well, sort of, actually, if we zoom in here. That was actually resistance right there as well. And then we got the breakthrough on the next candle. So the 4 cents, boy, if we can break through that easily, that's a good sign. But I am thinking that we are going to find some kind of resistance there. Probably going to break through. I mean, well, I'm not going to say probably. There's a chance that we break through with a wick, get to that 618 retracement, and close the body of one of these weekly candles below that resistance at the $4. Something to pay attention to anyways. We are currently up 9, almost 10% today on this. Well, this is a weekly candle, but on the daily candle, we're up 9.5% right now. Let's go down to the daily now and take a peek. So in the video I talked yesterday, I had put a fib from here to right there. And I said that pay attention to the levels coming back down for a reversal for some support. And Ravencoin decided just to go up instead, which is perfectly fine because we'd been talking about this broadening wedge here and, waiting for a breakout to happen, which is happening right now, as you can see clearly. But a lot of indicators are kind of pointing down, really. So actually this one, you can see on the Cypher B that there's this little notch right here. It was attempting to roll over at that point, but I do like the fact that we are getting a higher high here on the wave from this divergence over here, so that is a good sign. In my opinion, we are also on the RSI. I'm going to get rid of this white line so we don't confuse everybody. On the RSI, we are breaking into the overbought area, which is what I actually like to see that. So once we get into that area, that's telling me that we are continuing our bullish momentum to the upside. There are buyers buying and pushing the price higher, and that's what we want to see. And then if we go down to the 12-hour here, let me get rid of this fib. We don't need that. I was expecting possibly a pullback, and this is great. I'm actually glad that we are going higher because that means when we do get the pullback, we can come back and retest this now as support. And that's actually better than getting rejected off of it, coming back down, finding some new support and then breaking above it later, where we then have to go back down and retest it. That just means that we're moving closer to the top here a lot faster. So anyway, we're getting the nice breakout. That's an excellent candle breakout there. As long as this daily candle, I'm going to say this daily candle closes, we still have 18 hours, 19 minutes to go. So as long as this daily candle closes above this line here, I'll be happy with that. If it doesn't and we get pushed all the way back down, not too much of a concern. I mean, a lot of the indicators are like are saying, you know, the next move is down. So, you know, I mean, just getting rejected is not that big of a deal. It means that we attempted the breakout. It didn't happen. We got pushed down here. Maybe we do it on the next day. Maybe we do get that rejection, come back down and find some new support and then try and break out. But I like seeing where we're at right now. Back to the 12-hour. So you can see here, it looked like we were going to roll over on the 12-hour as well with a green dot. We did not. We ended up pushing higher. Good news. Onto the 4-hour, you can see, let me zoom out. The volume is coming in. It's not extremely high, but it is higher than, you know, most over here. And then it is got two nice volume candles there right here, moving up and getting us above. You can see that we cracked above my line here. Now, kind of funny. I thought this line was kind of poorly placed, actually. You know, I kind of just threw it out there. I had the beginning touch over here, had a touch here with a body, had another touch here. So I did the best I could. There's a lot of wicks here, so it doesn't make it really easy. But apparently I must have hit it right on the money, because right when we broke above that line, or somebody's watching my videos, and somebody with a lot of money is watching my videos and moving the price for us just to, you know, anyway, I doubt that's happening. But anyway, so we just cracked above it here in the 4-hour, came back down for the retest of that line perfectly. I haven't even touched this line. That's just how it was. And then now we're moving up even further. And the 4-hour is overbought. I do expect, what do we got, 2 hours and 17 minutes. So what I'd really like to see here, you know, come back down, get that retest here, maybe do a double bottom out of there, get this reset. We really need to get that RSI to come back down, maybe not too far, just a little bit, and then continue on like that. Get maybe a rollover again, something like this over here, where we get the rollover and then it just goes back up again. We can ride the wave here on the Cypher B for a long time and still be bullish. That's actually very bullish, riding the wave like that. Same thing with the RSI. Kind of like what we did right in here, where we just kind of grinded our way up and we were just riding the wave. So that's what I'd like to see happen. We'll just have to wait and see, but finding support there is key. If we do not find support and we fall right back into this wedge, that's not a great sign in my opinion. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But one other thing that I wanted to point out that I have been pointing out on occasion, we're going to go over to Raven BTC here. I'm going to zoom out to the weekly so we can see what's going on. And you can see that along with Raven, let me go back here just really quick. Raven is in this triangle. We are getting so close to my breakout target over here. Man, it almost looks like we're going to get right on there. So we're in this large triangle for Ravencoin. If you go to Raven BTC, we're also in a very large triangle. Now, we did have this one breakout right here. Somebody was asking me about that on Twitter, why my lines were drawn the way they are on this. And it's because we got touch here, touch here, touch here, basically touch here, and then we were touching right over here. This is just an outlier. This right here is the Ethereum merge. And so we did have a nice breakout for Ravencoin during the Ethereum merge. But what I'd like to see right now is there is no Ethereum merge going on. There's really no main news that I know of in Ravencoin. All that's happening here is the technicals playing out the way that they should. You know, we're right at that breakout point on this triangle pattern, and we are getting the breakout right now. Another good sign is the Ravencoin BTC is breaking above the 50 line down here on the RSI. Again, this is the weekly time frame, and we're just about to curl over the 0 line on Raven BTC on the Cypher B. And you can see what happened last time we curled above the 0 line. So once we started getting towards that area, that's when we had this move right here. And that move, just for Raven BTC, you know, basically right about here, you know, that was a good 226% move. And then the other time we got close to crossing the 0 line back here, I mean, we all know what happened there. That was the big Ravencoin move. And so I've been pointing out that Ravencoin has just been coiling up, and I just started to buy a lot more Ravencoin a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, whenever it was. Anyway, I was buying because it just looked like you got the Raven BTC chart lining up perfectly with the Raven USD chart for massive breakout. The price target for this breakout right here on the BTC chart would bring us, you know, all the way to the top of this triangle. And actually probably a little bit further. If we really did this right, we'd want to go from down here to the top here. Okay, I just had a malfunction that stopped recording right in the middle of what I was talking about, so I'm going to try and pick up where I left off here. I think I was pointing out this, I had put this line here for the price target for the BTC chart, and so our price target for this would bring us from current prices up to the top there, roughly 1,250%, which is a great move. And actually, if you move over to the Raven USD chart, my price target here, if we were to get that same 1,250% move, just like on the BTC chart, that actually brings us right up around that 45 cent area that I've got here for one of my first main price targets, which is around that 45.50 area. And so, I mean, those would line up perfectly like that. Now, we could still go higher, get to my $17, $20 price target up here. But again, if you haven't watched my How Many Raven You Need to Be a Millionaire video, watch that, and I'll tell you, and I'll explain things a little bit better. But yeah, I'm going to be selling, I don't know how much yet, but I am going to be selling around 45 cents some of my Ravencoin, and that would actually line up perfectly with the Raven BTC breakout. But let's zoom in one more time here. I actually, I'm a little confused now because I've been recording and then I realized that it shut off in the middle of my recording. So now I'm trying to just kind of gather my thoughts again. So I might cut this a little shorter than I had hoped. But you can see that we are getting a big rejection here on the 4 hour. And so I am expecting, you know, us to kind of move around up here, possibly retest this 236 fib right here. And that's from the bottom down here to the top up here is where I've got the fibs going. And kind of just go sideways maybe for a little bit. And then we'll find out in a few hours, because in about 5 hours is when the markets start to actually make some moves. That's 3 a.m. Pacific time, West Coast in the United States. That's usually when the markets start to make some moves, is around 3 a.m. But you can tell that it made the breakout. I'm glad to see that. Had it, you know, get right above my line there, find support, and now it is getting that big rejection. But, you know, this candle's still got 2 hours to go, so who knows what this is going to end up. We do have some nice volume coming in, so that's good. But I'm going to cut this a little shorter than I possibly wanted to, because that whole thing where it cut off my recording kind of, you know, made me lose my thoughts a bit here. So anyway, if you like this kind of video, please subscribe to that channel. If you're not following me on Twitter, I've been doing a lot of tweeting on Twitter lately with some charts and some other stuff. And yeah, link is down below in the description as well. Appreciate it all. Talk to you later.